Welcome to Inside the Indians, your source for insider information on the Tribe. Stay with us as we bring you the latest about the players, managers, and people behind the scenes at Victory Field. Now here's your host, the longtime broadcast voice of the Indians, Howard Kellman.
Hi everybody, I'm Howard Kellman. Welcome to Inside the Indians. On today's show, we'll talk to the skipper of the Tribe, Brian Esposito, to Coach Greg Picard, and to a man who has pitched outstanding baseball in Indianapolis and Pittsburgh, Nick Kingham. We'll be back with Espo on WHMB TV Sports. Brian Esposito, the manager of the Indianapolis Indians, as always, our first guest on Inside the Indians. And today, Inside the Indians is inside the auxiliary locker room. Brian, great to see you again. And let's talk about the ball club. The club has played extremely well. And let's get your thoughts and feelings on things.
Yeah, we have been playing some really good baseball, good competitive hard ball, actually. Guys are playing aggressive. Guys are really running the bases well. Guys are putting up some productive at-bats. In the last couple of games, even our outs have been productive in terms of ground balls, moving runners over, or fly balls, and our base runners have had opportunities to get an extra 90 in advance to the next base and put them in a position to score. And our starters have gone deep into the game. We've had a few guys pitch into the 8th. We have one guy go through the 7th. So we've been really good. We've been really playing good ball.
Do you feel like some of the things you talked to the guys about in April and early May are really coming to the forefront now?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the whole purpose of it. You know, you expect and you want immediate results and immediate feedback from the conversation that we have, but it's a slow burn, and some of the things that we have talked about in April and May are starting to show up now, and now so more than ever, because guys are in at that stage where we're running out of time. The season's almost over if you really think about it. It felt like just yesterday we were just getting here from Bradenton, and now we're almost to the All-Star break. So guys are really starting to try to put that finishing touch on the work that they brought with them to try to really just sell out to having a really good season, really good performances now.
You had a 7-game winning streak, winning 2 at home, 3 in Rochester, 2 in Pawtucket. I've seen other 7-game winning streaks. However, during this streak, the Indians outscored their opponents 50-7. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, it was. We had the bats working pretty good, you know, and it was contagious. Guys were going up there, and the expectation was to do some damage in the batter's box, and that stems down to confidence. It stems down to just getting your work done, and it was contagious. So when you have those kinds of things, confidence and contagious at-bats in the batter's box, you're probably going to score some runs.
Well, right. The hitting was great, but the pitching was terrific, too, and was the defense.
Yeah, well, those goes hand in hand. You know, if our defense is playing some pretty good ball, the pitchers have that confidence that we just talked about, and they're just attacking guys. And more often than not, they just trust their stuff. And then when the stuff does get put in play, you know, you have a good defenders back there making all the plays, the routine, and some pretty good plays as well.
You mentioned the defense and the pitching. They actually support each other, because if you're getting really good pitching, that can take the sting out of the baseball.
Right. You know, a good pace and tempo from a pitcher standpoint is going to help set up your defense. You know, when you start falling deep into counts and you start walking some guys, you know, you start to get on your heels a little bit, and all of a sudden that aggressive play, that double play that you need turned, or that great running catch you might need in the outfield might not be there. The expectation is that it should be there, but the reality is, you know, those long innings start to add up, and all of a sudden you start to lose a little bit of that focus. So we do the best we can to stay locked in.
One of the guys who's really come on strong is Clay Holmes. Tell us your thoughts on him.
Yeah, he's made some adjustments in his mental process as he goes out to game plan. You know, he just goes out there and he's not afraid to throw any pitch in any count. He's attacking the zone and he's looking to get outs. You know, for a while he was trying to go off this giant script of things that he wanted to get accomplished, from the first pitch to the next 2 out of 3 pitches to being able to throw X amount of pitches on the inner half. And I think he just really made it simple and just said, listen, I'm going to get outs. Every pitch I throw has the intent to get somebody out, and he's doing it. And he's looking to close every inning.
You made the point several weeks ago when we were talking, you wanted to see him before he started this great run, separate each pitch. Please explain that.
Yeah, you know, one pitch doesn't lead to the next. In some cases it does, but for him, he was really hanging on to the pitch that he made before and either trying to over-exaggerate the adjustment or feel as though that since he didn't make that pitch that he needs to make this pitch. And some of his best pitches are the ones where he just lets everything go and he just throws it with the intent to get somebody out on this pitch. So your next best pitch is the next one that you throw.
One of the guys who's been terrific all season and also pitched well with Pittsburgh is Nick Kingham. Let's get your impressions of him.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. You know, another guy with a good pace and tempo. He attacks his zone with a great mix of pitches: curveball, slider, changeup. His changeup's been really good. His fastball command has been really good. You know, he's not afraid to go in off the plate, so it makes his out pitches, you know, the changeup, the slider, and the curveball that much better, because he does use both sides of the plate with his fastball and has great command with it. So it's been fun to watch him come back down. He's a guy that was getting it done in the big leagues. You know, right now his opportunity is to continue to hone his craft down here in AAA, so it's fun to watch him pitch. And, you know, I expect him to help impact this club for years and beyond down the road.
One of the guys who's truly a great story is Johnny Helwig. Here's a guy who was an independent ball last year and part of the year before, and he hasn't had this kind of success. So take us back to the beginning of the season with Johnny and talk about how well he's done.
Yeah, he's got some stuff that you can't really teach people how to do it. You know, it's big velocity. It's almost up to 100. He's got a really good slider off of the 100. Command in the past has been something that plagued him a little bit. We just tried to get him in and use those tools that you can't teach people how to do, and just give him some confidence and continue to send him out there with the ball. We put him in the closer role because the stuff plays up to be a closer role. It's dominant stuff, and you know, we just continue to provide opportunities, and he continues to embrace them and has confidence while he's doing it.
Do you think there are some pitchers, and especially when they're young, who worry about their mechanics a little too much?
Yeah, I think in the game in general, people worry about mechanics, whether you're in a batter's box, on defense, on the mound. There's a lot of mechanical talk, and at the end of the day, you just need to settle in and go ahead and compete and play the game as hard as you can. I think that takes care of a lot of it.
When your confidence is not right, and it all boils down to confidence, that will adversely affect your mechanics.
Right. If you don't have confidence, then you gotta fall back onto something. So then it's got to be something other than your thoughts. It's got to be something other than how you're competing. And then you start leaning on your mechanics too much. And once you start thinking about your mechanics, the game happens so fast, especially when you start getting to these levels and the next level above. You know, the balls move quicker, the fields move faster, the runners themselves move faster. So if you're worried about mechanics all the time, you know, you're wasting a lot of time on competing. It's not going to work out for you.
You're a former catcher. Tell us about Jacob Stallings defensively and offensively.
Yeah, he's had a really good year. He knows what he wants to do behind the plate. He's got a calming demeanor to him, which allows pitchers to work with him. But this year, he's not afraid to call a spade when he needs to. So that leadership role that he has assumed down here has really helped his ball club. You know, we missed him briefly when he went up. He's been back in the saddle now. But I think he's had a really good year, both offensive and defensively. I think he understands who he is as a player, and he doesn't try to do too much in the box anymore. He just doesn't take it for granted. He just goes up there and competes and does what he does.
Espo, thank you so much.
You got it.
It's Brian Esposito, the manager of the Indians, on WHMB TV 40. Indians coach Greg Picard is our next guest on Inside the Indians. Greg, your first year as a coach at this level. Tell us how everything has gone.
Howard, thank you for this opportunity. It's been, so far, it's been so great. Thanks Pirates for this opportunity to be here, be part of this staff. It's been great, love it, and so far, being with the guys and the men that we have here, it's been awesome.
7 o'clock game now. Typically, the tarp is not on the field. We're going to have batting practice. About what time do you get to the ballpark, and what's your preparation like for the game?
For myself, I wake up in the morning, eat breakfast, and then I try to be early here so I can get some of my workout routines that I do in the morning. Some of my habits going on, and after that is the preparation for the day, just looking around what we need to achieve and what we're looking for, the plan for the day, working with Rhino in the cages, talking with Esposito to see what's the plan for the day, what he has, information and all those little things that that we get during the day, so we can get prepared for what is coming on the day.
Makes for a lengthy day, because then you do all that and then you have the game.
Yeah, it's awesome. This job is awesome because you just wake up and go to the field, and it's not just about 7. It's about what is going to be done before 7, and that's the one important thing in the day.
And you were a coach. This is not your first year of coaching. You've been a coach with the Pirates for a few years prior to this year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I started my coaching career in 2013. Started in GCL. It was a good experience there with the young Buckles, how we mentioned. And 2014, spent the time with Brenton Marauders. Tom Prince was the manager. Justin Message was the pitching coach there. Drew Scott was the trainer. Corey DeHaan, the hitting coach. And Fury was the strength conditioning guy. And it was an awesome year of growth, experience, especially with the type of staff that we have. We had some players here that were there that year in 2014. And it was a good experience for me, and especially growing up as a young coach.
You mentioned growing up. Let's talk about your childhood. You moved a number of times when you were very young. Please tell us about that.
Born in Paterson, New Jersey. Then my parents moved to Bronx, New York. When I was 6, 7 years old, that's when we went to Puerto Rico. Both of my parents are Puerto Rican. My time of a kid, when I was 10 years old, we moved back to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Usually that's where I live right now. 2 years later, when I was like 12, we went back to Puerto Rico. The reason why we moved is because of my dad's job, and he was focusing more on me, on my baseball sport career. And he wanted me to play more in the warm weather, so that's one of the reasons. He sacrificed his job opportunity in the States to bring me back to Puerto Rico so I can have more time playing baseball in the warm weather. Through that years, graduated of high school, and that's where I got drafted by the Pirates. Went to 1 year to a junior college in Miami, and after that, 2004, since that, I've been a Pirates, and it's been a great journey in my young career. And as a kid growing up, it's been awesome, and I thank God for the opportunity that He has provided to me to be part of this business and the game that I love, the sport.
You got to AAA briefly with Indianapolis Indians as a player. It was brief, but you did make it here.
Yeah, I remember it was, I think I came here as a player 2012. And in 2011 and 2012, I think I came up here for a short period. So it was fun. It was fun.
Now, when you look ahead, you mentioned Puerto Rico. The kids love to play baseball. Puerto Rico, Dominican, Venezuela, they love to play baseball down there.
Yeah, baseball in Puerto Rico it's been growing up, and we hope that it continue like that. I know there have been a couple of with weather-wise that we cannot control, but hopefully baseball continue to grow in Puerto Rico. We got people there that love the game and want Puerto Rico to keep growing up. And I know kids love baseball. It's an island where big people, I can say in that way, name-wise, I grew up in Puerto Rico and playing this game, and it's awesome, man. That's why I hope and I keep praying that kids in Puerto Rico continue to play baseball and the baseball continue to grow in the island. We got young stars right now in the big leagues that have been growing up in Puerto Rico, and that's being awesome for us.
Roberto Clemente, a hero to you?
He's a hero for me. He's a hero for Puerto Rico. That's number 21. especially me being part of the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's an honor to me, and one of the things that as soon as I signed with the Pirates was it's an honor for me and for my family, representing my family, representing where I come from Puerto Rico, and also playing for the icon of Puerto Rico that it was a Pittsburgh Pirate. And it's an honor for me to wear the Pirate uniform.
Beautifully said, Greg. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's Greg Picard on WHNB TV 40. Tri pitcher Nick Kingham, our next guest on Inside the Indians. Nick has pitched great. Great to have you aboard, Nick, and congratulations. And tell us your thoughts on the way you've pitched.
Oh, thank you, first of all. My thoughts has been good, man. I've been really rolling this year. Got to find a good groove. Things are clicking. I have really good command of all 4 of my pitches. Introduced a new pitch to the slider. I think a lot of guys are throwing that now on this team. But it's really been working for a lot of us. You know, we kind of just bouncing questions off each other and giving each other feedback and really just kind of help each other propel and succeed every time we take the mound. So it's been really fun so far this year.
And you not only have pitched well in Indianapolis, you've pitched very well for the Pirates. Take us back to your big league debut. There's enough stress and butterflies, a guy making his big league debut, yet you go out there and throw 6 2/3 innings of perfect baseball.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. It was really cool to be a part of. Like, yeah, you only get a debut once, and to perform that way was really special. The way my family was there and everybody kind of came and to support me, that was huge. That was probably the best part of my whole day. So it was really good, man. It was a lot of fun. Everything was working that day. We had good defense behind me. Put up a couple runs too, which is always good. So everything was just going my direction that day, and it was just really fun to be a part of. And I'm definitely glad. You know, I kept going in that direction too afterwards. So I just kind of keep the foot on the gas pedal.
Yes, you picked up where you left off. There was carryover into your next start.
Yeah, exactly. So I just kind of pick up right where I left off, like you said, and just keep the foot on the gas pedal and keep it pushing.
You've made several starts here. You've made several starts with Pittsburgh. Do you have a different approach when you're in the major leagues than AAA?
No, not really. Ever since I came into this year, I told myself I'm just going to pitch to the best of my ability no matter where I'm at. What level you're at doesn't dictate how I'm going to throw. Yeah, the hitters are different, but I mean, most of the guys in AAA have had big league time before, so they've been to the big leagues, they know what it takes. They're essentially big league hitters, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't change how I approach it or attack the hitters. So I'm definitely just pitching to the best of my ability and pitching to basically compete with myself more so than just the hitter.
See, that's a great approach, and that's why you've been successful up there in making the transition, because there are a lot of guys, and it's human nature, when you move up a level, not only AAA to the big leagues, but AA to AAA, to say, hey, these hitters are better now. I better be a little careful. And then sometimes guys get in trouble. They try to be too fine and make a perfect pitch.
Sure, that definitely can be the case, and players can get caught up in that really easily. But every time you go to a new level, you don't know what to expect. It is a new level. It is one level above, so the hitters are better at that point in time. That's why they're in the big leagues. There's only 750. I think big leaguers at one point. So it's important to recognize that, but don't get out of yourself. Don't get out of control. Stay within yourself and know what got you there.
You have a really good changeup, Nick. Tell us a little bit about that pitch.
Oh, it's my favorite pitch to throw. I think it's one of the harder pitches to hit, the changeup. I think it looks like a fastball to the hitters. I get a lot of feedback from our guys. They say a good changeup is really tough to hit, so I've really worked on refining that and making that my bread and butter, I guess you'd say. I have full confidence in it, and I can throw it at any count. It's really fun how much it's developed, and it's really fun to throw.
Tell us about the progression, how it's developed. When you came and signed out of school to professional baseball, did you have it then, and how did it come?
I had a changeup then for sure. It was not to what it is now. It's definitely developed, and just the more you throw it, the more feedback you get from it. So I think just throwing it and kind of, like I said, getting that feedback and getting the awareness of what it's actually doing, the shape it's doing, you can kind of manipulate things. So just throwing it is really just repetition, just try to got me to where I am today and with it.
Is throwing it with the same arm speed as you throw a fastball the big key?
100%. Yeah, I mean, the hitter's going to see arm speed. If you let up, they're going to think, you know, something slower is coming. They're going to, it's like a little tip or a tell that the hitter can see that. So you want to be as repeatable as you can as your fastball. All your pitches you want to throw with the same arm speed, same slot, same delivery, same everything, and let the ball and the grip do the work.
What are your thoughts on this Indianapolis Indians ball club?
We're a good team. We're hot right now too, so no telling what's going to happen. We're playing really good ball. We 1 through 9 is playing good. Our starters are going out, going deep into games. I think we're a tough team to play right now, so especially at home too, in front of our own fans.
And you also have a good bullpen.
Definitely, our bullpen has been lights out since I think since the start of May, I believe. We really locked it down, and we've been doing really, really good, so it's fun to be a part of.
Nick, I thank you very much. Congratulations on the way you've pitched in Indianapolis and in Pittsburgh as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Howard.
That's Nick Kingham on WHMB TV 40. We'd like to thank our guests, Brian Esposito, Greg Picard, and Nick Kingham. See you next time on Inside the Indians.